I think most of us, some of us were educated by those funds of cross-border, where sometimes when mommy says to daddy, I will be crossing borders tomorrow, I'm catching the earliest bus, and there's a bit of tension where daddy is saying, you are going. But us as children would be excited, mommy will bring goodies from that trip where she is going. So some of us have been educated through such funds, and it's mostly women who do cross-border, which has gotten to a higher level at the moment as we speak, and which has held the economies of African countries at each and every turn of the economic development. The AfCFTA's duty to make cross-border trade possible, as I've said, which results in changing the traditional informal trade into formal. By the way, I should note most of these enterprises are women-owned. A key policy on the AfCFTA is to negotiate and develop its protocol on women and youth in trade. These protocols are designed to deal with obstacles facing women in trade. The AfCFTA work towards leveling the playing field for women in trade on regional value chains and has a significant positive impact which is being felt as we speak. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to share one key announcement of AfCFTA in line with the economic empowerment of women and girls. As of May this year, which is 2022, consultations have been held in 26 countries and additional consultations are underway. It is worthy underscoring these consultations provide women in trade a platform to express their opinion and voice their concerns and needs, thereby actively participating in the development of the protocol on the women and the youth in trade.
All the women and girls have the right to be in this world filled with love. Ombemba lesanju, ochocha, chikale chiwa.
Make you see me as your own. I can do everything the way you can, no.
ewaffe gye nva okwagalira etteeka tula tulye tuli baluganda obuntu bwe buwangwa welcome home.
Of many to expand Africa's economic position in the world by unleashing the power of its women and girls, as well as the power of the men and the boys. Let's not forget them, really. We need all of us. As well as the men and boys, the women and girls are important. The free trade agreement, that's another phrase. Who doesn't want to know more about and be involved in the activities of the largest free trade area in the world? 1.3 billion people across 55 countries, with the hope and the expectation of lifting 30 million people out of poverty. The third phrase, economic empowerment. Why would any of us spend an afternoon here if we were not interested in the economic empowerment of the people of the African continent and the diaspora, particularly the women and girls? And speaking of women and girls, this is my last set. Don't worry, I'm about to be finished. Speaking of women and girls, the fourth set of words and phrases to consider. We should all remember.
Por último, quiero decir que no es posible enfrentar la crisis climática que hoy afronta la humanidad si no enfrentamos la crisis racial, si no enfrentamos la injusticia en términos del género.
And lastly, I must say that it is not possible to confront the climate crisis that we live around the world if we do not do it with a gender and a racial perspective. Those are two very important parts of the analysis that we must take into account to address the climate crisis.
Justicia climática, justicia racial y justicia de género están entrelazadas y no se puede avanzar en una sin pensar en las otras, sin trabajar en las otras.
Climate justice, racial justice, and gender justice are all intertwined. You cannot think in one without thinking in the others and working in the others.
Por último, entonces, quiero agradecer a la Red de Diáspora y Renacimiento Africano por el premio que nos acaban de otorgar, que no es el premio a Francia Márquez, sino que es el premio a todas las mujeres afrodescendientes de la diáspora africana, a todas las abuelas nuestras que tuvieron que padecer la esclavitud, que han tenido que padecer el colonialismo y, por supuesto, el racismo contemporáneo.
So I want to really thank the African Renaissance and Diaspora Network for this recognition. And I must say that this is not a recognition for Francia Márquez, but this is a recognition for all the women Afro-descendants, for all our grandmas that had to suffer slavery, that had to suffer colonialism, and that had to suffer racism. We are here for them.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you very much.
As a matter of fact, in my country, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, we have about 15 women ministers, and certainly they're not as many as the men, because we have about 54 ministers in our government. But what's the most important is that we have women in positions that women never occupied before. Right now, I've spent most of the day today with the Minister of Justice, who's a woman, a very important position in the government. We also have a Minister of Investments and government enterprises. was a woman minister of mining. Mining is a very, very important industry in our country because we depend mostly on mines and minerals. We have a woman as a minister, and I can go on we have a deputy prime minister and a minister of environment and sustainable development is a woman also. As a matter of fact, when we were staying with the president at the Lotte Hotel, I happened to be in the elevator with a gentleman from Saudi Arabia, who was an Egyptian by birth, but a Saudi citizen today. So he asked me where I was from. I told him I was from the Congo. He said, "Oh, you come from that country where this brilliant woman was the Minister of Environment, was talking," and I was really impressed by her. So this is what Tshisekedi has been doing, something that our country has never seen before, and we are very, very proud of him, and we thank the RDN for giving him this reward. Thank you very much.
So now we're going to see the acceptance video from His Excellency, President Tshisekedi. It wouldn't have happened without the untiring efforts and the support of His Excellency, Ambassador George Nzongola, here present. Let us say thank you very much again to the Ambassador.
Prix 2022 du réseau de la Renaissance africaine et de la diaspora pour le leadership africain reconnaît Son Excellence, Monsieur le Président Félix Antoine Tshilombo Tshisekedi, pour son leadership exemplaire dans la République démocratique du Congo, pour sa vision panafricaine qui place les femmes et les jeunes au cœur de sa politique d'égalité des chances, son attachement au principe de masculinité positive en tant que président en exercice de l'Union africaine.
His impressive career, but also for his passionate commitment to gender equality and to the socio-economic empowerment of women in Africa and beyond. The well-chosen theme of this summit, aiming at reflecting on how best African women can play a more fulfilled role in the new context of the ZLECAf, is just another testimony of ARDN's mission to advance the development of our continent. As we all know, ratified already by an overwhelming majority of African countries, the ZLECAf signals a new dawn, a new departure for the African continent, with an enlarged intra-trade market, you mentioned the number, of over 1.3 billion people, abolishing trade barriers which hampered the development of our continent over the past 70 years. Under this new scheme, the growth in trade and investment opportunities will benefit African SMEs, and many of them are owned by African women. Therefore, it should be advisable that policies aiming at strengthening the ZLECAf foster a sustainable and inclusive socio-economic development for all, in an environment where women should equally fully enjoy all their rights. Today, because today we are witnessing a very sad reality, that is that the economic and trade structures in place are not favorable to women.
Thank you, Sarita. And you may notice her trumpet. It's all Swarovski's diamonds, all Swarovski. And as a matter of fact, the CEO, I believe, of the Swarovski Foundation is here, Larry Schaefer. Where are you, Larry? Okay. All right.
Thank you very much. We really enjoyed. Thank you so much, my sister.
Terence, do we have the pledge on the screen? If not, you have the card with you. Look at it. www.redcardpledge.com. www.redcardpledge.com. Each and every one of us needs to go online and sign the pledge here that the idea of fighting discrimination, fighting violence, using the convening powers of sports and culture is an idea whose time has come. So you have 1 minute to just use your devices in order to connect and increase the number. We had set in 2019 the goal of reaching 1 million engagement by the FIFA World Cup. FIFA World Cup is opening on the 21st of November, 2022 in Doha, Qatar. And we wanted to have at least 1 million engagement. We have gone beyond 1 million engagements, and we want to add this number. And this is something where Sharon Okubo Kumbabach is working on. We will be convening you again at a global launch of the Red Card campaign here or in Doha, Qatar on the 22nd of November. So your commitment, your contribution will be very important. Can you imagine? We have all this room, and we have those who are connected online. Everybody is just signing on the pledge under the oversight of our Goodwill Ambassador, Akiju, who mobilizes the world of sports and culture for the Red Card campaign. And let us clap everybody who has done so far, please.